Magic. The word alone sounds like somebody is about to pull a glowing crystal out of a cave, call an ancient demon, and then immediately try to sell you a premium online course for only $999.99. But here's the weird thing.
We are surrounded by very strange things.
Humanity has never stopped believing in magic. We've built skyscrapers, split atoms, landed robots on other planets, and somehow created an internet where people spend 6 hours arguing with strangers about whether cereal is soup. And yet, we still love magic. Actually, I'm not sure about word love, but anyway. So, why do we love magic? Because deep down, magic is the original operating system of the human brain. Think about it. Imagine you're living 3,000 years ago. Okay, try to imagine. You wake up. A volcano explodes. Dinosaurs are walking around. Just kidding. A lightning bolt vaporizes Steve from Cave 7. A giant eclipse suddenly turns day into night. And nobody has Google. Nobody has physics. Nobody has YouTube videos explaining what just happened. So what do? Easy. You invent a god, or a demon, or a cursed chicken. Whatever makes the situation sound less terrifying, because humans absolutely hate not knowing things. Our brains would rather invent a ridiculous explanation than admit ignorance. A strange noise in the dark? Monster. A disease? Curse. We could argue here, but not right now.
Okay.
Your neighbor suddenly became successful. Obviously witchcraft. Definitely not hard work. The ancient world was basically one giant conspiracy theory convention. The Egyptians had magical spells. The Greeks had oracles. The Romans carried lucky charms. The Vikings believed giant cosmic wolves were trying to eat the sun, which, honestly, is still a cooler explanation than most weather forecasts. And then there were the magicians. Not stage magicians. The original ones. The guys standing on mountaintops at 2 a.m. wearing mysterious robes and talking to things nobody else could see. Now, here's where things get interesting. Many ancient magicians weren't stupid. Some of them were surprisingly smart. They studied plants, stars, mathematics, chemistry. They just mixed all that knowledge together with a healthy amount of complete insanity. Imagine a scientist,
Quantum physics, the speed of light, time travel's cool. Yeah, that's right.
philosopher, poet,
Sure, I'm descended from dinosaurs, and I like it 'cause it's all so cool.
pharmacist, and slightly unstable YouTube commentator merged into one person. Congratulations, you've invented an ancient wizard. Then came the alchemists. These people were legendary. Their main goal? Turn lead into gold. Which sounds ridiculous until you realize modern startups often try to turn PowerPoint presentations into billion-dollar companies. The dream hasn't changed, only the vocabulary. Alchemists spent centuries searching for the Philosopher's Stone, a magical object capable of transforming matter and granting immortality. They failed. At least officially. Although if you've ever met a billionaire selling anti-aging supplements, you might suspect the search never really ended. But here's the plot twist nobody expected. Science arrived.
Good news.
And instead of destroying magic, it started stealing its best tricks. Think about electricity, seriously. Imagine explaining electricity to somebody from ancient Rome. So there's an invisible force moving through metal snakes hidden inside walls. It powers glowing boxes that show moving images from distant lands. A Roman would immediately scream, "Witchcraft!" And honestly, fair enough. Electricity sounds completely insane. Then we discovered radio waves, invisible signals flying through the air, carrying voices, music, cat videos,
cats cool and tight, rapping together day and night.
conspiracy theories,
This scroll is divine.
Selfie time! Wait, what's that?
An eclipse? Seriously? My feed is glitching!
and advertisements trying to sell you things you definitely don't need. That's basically telepathy with extra steps. Then came quantum physics. And this is where reality completely loses its mind. Particles can exist in multiple states at once. Objects can influence each other across enormous distances. The universe seems to operate according to rules that sound like they were written by a sleep-deprived wizard. Imagine telling an ancient sorcerer, actually, tiny particles can be in two places at the same time. The sorcerer would probably say,
Bro, that's too magical. Be realistic.
even magic has standards. And don't get me started on black holes.
Okay.
Black holes are what happens when the universe decides subtlety is overrated. They're giant cosmic traps where space bends, time slows down, and physics starts filing formal complaints. Near a black hole, time literally behaves differently, which means astronauts are technically time travelers. Not dramatic Hollywood time travelers. Nobody is riding dinosaurs or investing in Bitcoin in 2009. But still, time travel. The ancient magicians would lose their minds. Actually, most modern people lose their minds too. Now let's talk about the weirdest possibility of all.
Maybe we shouldn't.
What if magic never disappeared? What if it simply evolved? Think about money. It's paper or numbers on a screen. Yet billions of people agree it's valuable. That's basically a planet-wide spell, a giant collective enchantment. Everybody believes, therefore it works. Nations exist because people believe they exist. Corporations exist because people believe they exist. Even your online reputation exists because enough strangers agree it exists. Human civilization is built from shared hallucinations with excellent marketing. And somehow that's normal. Which brings us to the most powerful magical device ever created. The human brain. This thing is unbelievable. Give it 5 minutes alone in a dark room and it'll generate monsters capable of terrifying entire civilizations. Give it 10 years and it'll invent religions. Give it a century and it'll create science. Give it the internet and it'll create whatever this is. The truth is that magic and science may not be enemies at all. Both begin with the same sentence. What if? What if spirits control the wind? What if invisible forces shape reality? What if space can bend? What if time isn't what it seems? One path led to spells, the other led to equations.
That's right!
But both started with curiosity. And curiosity might be the most powerful force in the universe. More powerful than kings. More powerful than armies. Possibly more powerful than common sense. Which explains a lot about human history. Because at the end of the day, magic isn't really about wands, curses, dragons, or ancient books hidden beneath forgotten temples. Magic is that strange feeling you get when reality suddenly becomes bigger than you thought. And if modern science has taught us anything, it's that reality is far weirder than the ancient wizards ever imagined.